Hello everyone, welcome back. In our tutorial series, I am again ready with a new tutorial where I will be explaining variables, their types and uses. Further, I will be talking about scalar variable in detail. So moving forward to the next slides. So what are variables? Variables are integral feature of robot framework and they can be used in most places in test data. Most commonly, they are used in arguments for keywords in test case tables and also in keywords table. So now, what are different types of variables and their syntax? Robot framework has its own variables that can be used as scalars, lists, and dictionaries. We can use these variables by following syntax. A scalar starting from dollar and enclosing with curly braces. You can see like this. And similarly, list starting from @ and enclosing with curly braces. And dictionary, you can start this variable from ampersand and enclosing with curly braces. In addition to this, environment variable can be used directly with the syntax percentage and similarly enclosing with curly braces. Why variables are useful? I am explaining by these examples over here. When a string changes often in test data with variables, you only need to make these changes in one place. When you create system independent or operating system independent test data, use of variables instead of hard-coded string is preferred. For example, if we are using resource by directory, so we define these variables like resources, and for host similarly providing the numbers in test case. When there is a need to have objects other than strings as arguments for keywords, it is not possible without variables. Come to the when different keywords, even in different test libraries, need to communicate, we can assign a return value from one keyword to a variable and pass it as argument to other. Okay. When values in test data are long or complicated, variable make these shorter to use. For example, like URL is shorter than writing like this in the test definition file. Now moving forward to the implementation part. So here I have created a couple of scenarios to validate a booking page on GoIbigo. So first scenario is like click on header link for flight booking and validate the page title. So here I have created a scenario to click on flight booking and validate page title. So if we want to click on this flight link, then I need to provide two method or click on the element and then we'll validate the page title. What is the title for flight has been given. So we can search like this title. So this is the title. So here guys, I'm going to pass the title name like this and the X path for the flight like this. So this is the hyperlink for the flight. Further, if we want to click on hotels or something else, so we will provide on the hyperlink for hotels. Let me show you. This is the hyperlink for hotels. So I will show you how we can implement the same scenario for hotels. Okay, so here I'm using two inbuilt method. Click link and title should be like this. So let me execute this first, then we'll explain how we can create a dynamic variables instead of static variables. Guys, here I am providing the title name as an static value, and the flight as an uh, XPath as an static XPath having this flight hypertext hyperlink. Okay, so just let me execute. I'm able to run successful or not. Here we are clicking on flights, then validating the title name. So if we want to click on hotels, then what we will do on the same test case. So here I am going to create the scalar variable for booking option, whatever we want to choose. So here I am providing the name as booking option. Then we'll provide, in this scenario, I am providing flight. Then I will show you how we can click on hotels or any other links available on the site. So here I am going to provide a title. I am going to create a new variable title name. So I will provide the value rather than, I will provide the value here rather than providing as a static value in a test case. So here I have created two variables, one for booking option, which booking we want to select. Let's suppose as of now I'm clicking on, I'm selecting this flights. So I had provided this here, and then the second one for title, which I will, in my test case, I will be used for validation. Okay, so I'm just passing the argument, scalar argument, starting from, you can see this is starting from dollar and then closing with curly braces. So I had provided the scalar variable rather than the static value. Okay, so in this scalar variable, I have provided value over here. Similarly, I'm just going to create a dynamic XPath. So I will provide the scalar variable for booking option over here. You can see. So I had created two scalar variables, booking option and title. Then it's a completely generic test case. For flight, we can also, I will show you how we can, similarly, we can check the hotels or any other booking options. So let me execute robot -d, the same command, whatever I had earlier explained you. So it's executing, launching browser. Let me change this name. Let me rerun again. It's a little bit confusing because this is the base URL. Okay. So I changed base URL. Then we'll clicking on the booking option. Let me execute this. So opening browser, launching the application, maximizing window, then clicked on flight icon and then validate successfully. Navigate to the flight page. Let me check the result as well. Open in Chrome. Okay, here is the first scenario. Click on header link for flight, and this is the methods what I have used. Uh, click click link. I am clicking on this, so it's a concatenating the flight. Here I had passed booking option, so automatically it's fetching the value flight, as you can see in this X part. Okay, now I am going to validate the title name. So whatever I had provided here in this scalar variable, so it's validating here. Now if we want to click on a hotel, so similarly we just need to change the value over here. That's why I had created two scalar variable to make the script more dynamic. So I will change the booking option here and then title name. Okay, so here is a hotel part. So I will provide this hotel here option, and similarly the title name, this is the title. So I will pass the value in a scalar variable title name. Okay, let me execute this. So here in test case there is no change is required in test case, because we have created scalar variable in variable section. So I just changed the values over here. Okay, so let me run. Again, opening application, clicking on hotels, closing. Let me check the log, reloading them. So here is the test case. Click link. So it's okay. Now it's fetching the hotel hyperlink, as you can see in this X part, and the title for the hotels. So we are successfully able to fetch the values of these two variables. Now come to the next scenario what I had created. Let me control Z for flight, because I had created the next scenarios for flight booking. Okay, so here is the second scenario. Enter booking location from destination, from and destination for the January. Enter booking location from and destination for the journey, and enter booking date, departure and return for the journey. Okay, so here I had created a generic keyword having two argument, placeholder and location. In placeholder, uh, let me show you what I am providing in placeholder. So I will be providing in placeholder as a departure, form or destination placeholders. So I will be providing over here, and location, in which location we want to travel. So I will be providing the location argument value when we call these keywords. So if we talk about form location, I want to enter form location, then we just need to provide the argument form and then the location. as a Delhi or anywhere else you want to enter, you can enter over here. It's a completely generic keyword. And similarly, we need to change in argument values over here. We call same method for departure, right? So let me show you what I am doing here. I'm just providing the XPath for input and then value. So I use this method for input text, and then we'll click on the hint. Let me show you. This is the placeholder XPath. Here I will be providing the placeholder value as from. Let me show you. We are able to get the XPath or not. It's a complete XPath. So here I will be providing the value, form value from the calling of the keyword. So I am going to provide the value. Okay, we are able to locate to this element, right? Similarly for destination, we need to just change the web placeholder name. That's why I had created the keyword having two argument, placeholder and location. And in location, I will be providing like Delhi. So pre-populated values is coming in this page. So here I had entered the location as Delhi, and then I'm just printing this the first location what I am able to get by using the pre-populated values. So I'm just going to enter this first location. So here I provided the li1 over here. So this is the list box, and here you can see and the first list is this like this. So I'm just clicking on this element. Similarly, for destination, we can see same method is calling for destination, just changing the placeholder and location. So we can provide the value for destination. So here I had created two scalar variable as an argument for this keyword, as you can see. So I'm just changing the values or data for this argument for performing the both from destination, from operation and destination operation, entering the values in from and destination both. I'm just changing the placeholders values. Similarly, I had created a method for departure and return, entering date. So I had created this test case for this enter booking date. So here I had two argument, placeholder and date. So I'm just passing the placeholder as a departure calendar. As you can see, here is a departure calendar, and here I am passing the date value. Similarly for return calendar, I am passing a placeholder. As you can see here, this is the keyword having two argument. So I am passing for calendar and then value. So this keyword I had created two scalar variable, and value I am passing at the call time, right? So you can see the uses of a scalar variable by the variable sections as well as keyword sections, right? So let me execute this. Let me tell you one other test case I had written. This is just for validating if we are clicking by entering all, providing all the values from destination, then departure date and return date, and just clicking on search button, then fair calendar should be displayed. So I had provided the assertion for this. Okay, let me execute. So again, launching application, then clicking on flights icon, entering this pre-populated value, then Dehradun first, then departure date as I had provided 30th June, so it's entering, and return I had 6th July, and then search button. So I had provided 30th June and 6th July. As you can see here, 30th June and 6th July. So able to execute this script successfully, we are able. And as you can see, let me show you the log file. As you can see, all the cases has been executed successfully. So in first case, it's navigating to the booking option, flight booking option, and then validating the title. And in second scenario, I had written the test case to enter the form journey option and destination journey option. As you can see, from I had provided Delhi, and destination I had provided Dehradun, as you can see in this. And then I'm just providing the date, departure date and return date. As you can see, I'm entering the date as 3rd July, and this is departure date, and this is return date. As you can see, I had provided 6th July. Departure date I had provided June, 30th June, and return date I had provided 6th July. So you can see we are fetching the data from placeholders, right? So these are the scenarios I had executed. Guys, if you don't want to pass the date values in test case, so you can also create a variable to pass the value in this section. If you don't want to pass the dynamic value, so you can also create a scalar variable for departure date and return date in variable section. So let me show you. This is departure date. This is return date. I am creating two variables, two scalar variables. So I'm just passing the value over here. I will use the scalar variable name only in test case, not providing, rather than providing the static data, I will be using the scalar variable for returning date. Let me execute. Destination time, then departure date should be entered as 30th June. Return date should be entered 6th July. Then click on search button. Then should display the fare calendar page. Okay, it's passed. As you can see, let me show you in log file as well. So in return, departure and return date, I made the changes. As you can see, I made this scalar variable, and I'm passing the value from variable section, as you can see. And similarly for return. Okay, so here I had discussed about what is variable, types of variables, and scalar variable in detail. So I covered these topics over here and their implementations as well. So in next topic, I will cover some other types of variables. Thank you for watching my video. Have a great day.